Okay, so we are going to try this again. This has been an interesting experience for sure to learn how to use this and to bring someone on as a co-liver. I thought I had it worked out, but okay. So we're going to add you. Yes. I'm going to turn this. Okay, Lina is connecting with us. Oh, yes! Hi, Lina. Oh my goodness. Thank you for being so patient. Hey, Ricky, thank you for coming back. Oh, Lina, I'm so excited to have you here with us today. And so, so I'm going to start this all over again. I'm so excited to have you here this morning. Good morning,
Or
Amanda. All right. So, for those of you watching live and for those of you that are watching the replay, my name is Allison Nail-Malone of Malone Consultants Group, and I am a women's leadership executive coach as well as a mindfulness-based stress reduction mentor. And I am like so giddy right now to have Lina online. So Lina, I would love to, everyone, I want to introduce you to Lina Rueda. She's an incredible woman who is a multifaceted businesswoman. She's a community leader. She is just, I feel so grateful to have known her for what, 10 years now?
more closer to 12,
I think
13,
so.
probably.
I think so. Awesome. So, Lena, I would love to. Oh, actually, hey, Ricky, I just saw your other message. Thank you for bringing, yeah, those that how for me to bring Lena online. So, thank you for that. So, Lena, share with us a little bit about who you are, what you love to do, and yeah, let's start from there.
Let's see. Coming to Sedona, it's been a journey. I am currently. It's been too hot to actually go out to ruins and to check them out. I'm a site steward for the Forestry Service, so that's always fun. As soon as it cools off a little bit more, I'll be spending more of my weekends out there, checking
Awesome.
out the out here. I'm also an intuitive, and so I've done readings with many people who have become my friends. And so that's not how you and I met, though. But a lot of my clients have become friends, and that's the beauty of what I do. Um, oh, let me see. As I was telling you, I've learned quite a bit about the joy of relating with both men and women, but women and embracing the sisterhood, so to speak, in who they are, how they've grown from high school to today. And I had just a couple of months ago went to my high school reunion, and that was really interesting to see everybody how strong they were, how um, totally independent, whether they were with their spouses or not, and the beauty of seeing all this life behind them, all their experiences behind them, whether they were from illness to journeys to traveling to, I mean, everybody had different things going on. And watching them grow helped me grow in how I embrace those relationships from the high school perspective to adulthood. That blew me away, probably
Wow.
the most. Yeah, it was awesome, and I hope you all go to yours because it was and just inspiring really to see some of the things that everyone has gone through
Hmm.
or just have a great life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So uh, so anyways, I enjoy people, and so everything that I've ever done has been to work with people from the time I was little, working with my mom in a senior center. So I've always had this conversation and connection with people, and that really is what set the foundation for how I work with people and talk with them and communicate and relate and connect.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So, Lena, one of the things that I've always admired and looked up to you for is your Um, your ability and your way of connecting with people, particularly in really difficult and challenging times, from personal connections that you have to your community to your professional life. I would love to hear more about that. I think it's really valuable and powerful in the times that we're facing right now, and would love to just hear your wisdom. This is definitely a time for us to listen to experts that know how to do this authentically and powerfully.
It has been really difficult out here, the political temperature, especially with what we were doing this thing on home rule base, recently, and that got all. It didn't go in my direction, but it did go in the direction that we all have to work with now. And I know half the, it's a small community, so trying to maintain a balance of the relationships that I have with those that were in opposition of what I believed in, um, that has been really easy for me. But again, I think it's just because of how I grew up, and that was to maintain a neutral zone with those people, with everybody, so that way I can understand where they're coming from. And the truth of the matter is the more that we allow people to authentically reveal themselves, the best and maybe not the best of themselves, helps you to filter what the reality is in your connection with them.
Mm.
And so I was able to maintain all my relationships through the political temperature here in Sedona. And now that we're going into the bigger picture of politics, with with the Me Too movement and whatnot, um, that's it's a fine line in how you communicate, again, because so many women are stepping up, and a lot of them are stepping out, not just stepping up, but stepping out and
Mhm.
getting in front of, and trying to understand the timing in which they're doing it. For me, because I have been sexually assaulted 20 years ago, so I have a place to say, wow, what would I do if I was in their shoes? You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
realize that because I am working with so many women, not just through doing readings, but also through music, because I'm with the Sedona Entertainment Alliance. Not through just the things that I do here in Sedona, but the ones that I knew before I came here, the ones I still
Mhm.
talk to, California, from Utah. I have a lot of friends around the states and stuff. So it's I think the more that you just let people express themselves without judgment, without having to have a recall, without having to try to figure it out in the time that it's happening, and just let people reveal themselves, men or women, it just becomes an easier communication because you're allowing them to breathe. I mean, we don't
Mm.
always have to be the speak up first, or to say something first for them. And for me, it's just been more about listening,
Mm.
being the art of listening and the art of being present for whoever is in front of you.
Yeah.
And that and in that, it just brings me a lot of happiness to let them know, just to let them speak and express and explore
Mhm.
whatever it is that brings up.
I love that. And so, where have you found that as you are as a person that is listening, and particularly when they're like saying things that are inappropriate or racist or sexist, like where have you found, because again, I've seen you navigate this so many times in such a powerful way. Um, I would love to hear like how you have and your expertise, handled that space as well.
Wow. I've seen a lot of it. Like, again, just it being a town of tourism and transients
Hmm.
coming. They don't think too much about what's being said prior to it coming right off their lips. Um, Truthfully, I I just have to just listen, and
Hmm.
just like the look on my face probably says more than I can say out loud.
Hmm.
And I think that silence can be very powerful at times, especially when something comes in that's in complete opposition of who I am. And if I'm in a space where I can actually communicate with that person and and say something positive, I will. As a
Mm-hmm.
matter of fact, I an acquaintance right now who is like playing through loops of negativity. And and I just throw it back. I said, well, what are you doing to draw this to you? You know, but sometimes those loops don't go away for them. And so I have to choose which conversations I want to stay in and engage in order to
Mm-hmm.
help them facilitate what they're going through or not. I might not be the person. And that's what we also have to accept is that you can only go so far. And at some point, we have to look at ourselves and realize that we're not the person to help them get through that or whatever
Yeah.
it is, even if it's a conversation to a half-hour conversation. It just depends. And I have really, I believe I'm pretty good judge of when I should just step away and let them figure it out on their own if they choose to,
Mm-hmm.
or just say, hey, you know what? We're all going through something. You know, sometimes you just have to be kind and just say the best thing that you can to close that so that you're not being drained of your own energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that without feeling like you're letting them down,
Mm-hmm.
just by
Yeah, and I've also, if I might share too, Lena, I remember I can recall a couple of times where you did listen, and then you also called out and called forward other people in their communication style, or and then you also, what I've also seen you do is go, okay, well, I know that no matter what I say or do, they're going to have to do their own work, and instead of it draining you, you're about the work that you do. And I've also seen you show up in so many incredible ways to serve other people, to bring awareness and education on so many levels. And you also do this with joy, even when I know it's been difficult for you.
yeah, yeah. I am so I'm not a Pollyanna, but I do
Right?
like peace in my life and joy, definitely. And one of the places that I normally usually get that is when I'm doing my readings or doing some sort of spiritual counseling with somebody, because the realization in their eyes is such a powerful light that I get to see. And not because I'm telling them what to do or how to do it or anything like that. It's because I've shared with them another perspective that they have never thought about. And they can take that with them and breathe it through their lives. And the light is there's like really no words for me when I see that light of realization. I mean, I hope that I have a lot of those realizations because that light is amazing
Mm-hmm.
and it brings me joy. And that's why I think that I bring in all those friendships because, or those beautiful acquaintances because I I try to be as authentic as I can with people.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be. I mean, some come with a little bit of a different spin. I'm like, well, I want you to tell me this, that, and the other. Like, I'm not going to tell you to break up with your boyfriend. I'm not going to tell you to do that. I'm I'm not a psychologist, but I am somebody who cares about the soul of people. And because I care about that soul of people, it's much easier for me to connect on that level.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's that light in people's eyes that really, whether they're down and out or not, there's still a light that shines. And no matter, and this is the other thing that I live my life with, no matter how happy somebody is and how successful or how um, down in the dumps or just not in a good place they are, I can still see that light, and it's because of that light it brings me hope for them. And so it's all reflective. And so if I'm reflecting unconditional love and filtering through that with everything I do and say, I know it's going to come back to me via them or somebody else, because they may not be in the space. They might be there to be able to hear it or
Mm-hmm.
to be that receiver, but they might not be in the place to be able to express it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that part of it too.
I love
That's
that.
oh.
Well, Lena, we are about to end our conversation, even though I don't want to, because like I could talk to you forever. So first, I just want to say thank you for getting up at 5:20 a.m. or 5 o'clock this morning, your time, to share your wisdom and your presence with us. I wish that this conversation could keep going because I feel like we didn't even scratch the surface. And I wish people knew, yeah. And would love for people to know more about you. So if people would love to connect with you, ask you more questions, seek you out, how should they reach out to you?
Best way would be to email me at Lina at thelinarueda.com is my email address for my website, or you can connect with me here on Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lina. I love you so much. And thank you for being here. Everyone, thank you for who's joined us live. And those of you that are watching the replay, let us know that you watch the replay. I do have Lina's stuff on my page, and we'll have it attached to this live as well. So,
Hi, Larry. I just noticed it here.
yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Lina. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your presence. And I hope today is amazing for you.
Bye.
Bye.